All right, let's dive in. Today, we are going to talk about turning that daily soul-crushing grind of repetitive computer tasks into something, well, magical. We're going to explore how you can become an automation wizard, and the magic wand we'll be using is a tool called Bash. Let's do this.
Does this sound familiar? You sit down at your desk, and it begins. The same clicks, the same drags, the same copy and paste routine, day after day after day. You just know there has to be a smarter way to get things done. And you're right. There absolutely is.
This really paints the picture, doesn't it? On one side, you have the familiar world of graphical interfaces, or GUIs. It's all clicks and windows. But if you need to create, say, 100 folders, that's 100 tedious manual actions. Then look at the other side, the command line interface, or a CLI. That same task, it's done with one single line of text. That's the power we're talking about today.
To really get this, let's follow a day in the life of a DevOps engineer. Now, their job is super important. They have to sift through computer logs to find errors and keep everything running smoothly. But the way they're doing it, well, it's painful.
So every single morning, our engineer goes through this exact same dance. First, they have to find today's log files. Then they dig through each one, searching for the word error. After that, they have to count up every single type of error. And the kicker? They have to do this whole thing all over again for every single service they manage. It's no wonder the source material calls this a complete waste of a DevOps engineer's time. So what's wrong with this approach? Well, for starters, it takes forever. It's also super easy to make a mistake. Did I check that file already? Did I miscount? And when it's all said and done, you don't even get a nice, clean report. You just get a screen full of text. It's a mess.
And just when our engineer is about to lose their mind, a senior colleague steps in. They see the struggle, and they reveal that there's a much, much better way to do all of this. A path forward called automation.
And this is the result. This is the promise. Imagine taking a task that eats up half your day and shrinking it down to just a few seconds. This isn't just a small tweak. It's a complete revolution in how you work. So how on earth do we do it? Let's meet the tools of the trade. First up, you've got the shell. The easiest way to think about the shell is that it's the engine. It's the program that's always running in the background, just waiting to take the commands you type and make the computer actually do them. It's the interpreter.
Now, if the shell is the idea of an engine, then Bash is the most popular, most powerful model of that engine you can get. It stands for Born Again Shell, and it's so powerful that it's not just a command interpreter, it's a full-on programming language designed for automation.
And finally, there's the terminal. This is the easy one. The terminal is just the window you open up on your computer. It's the blank screen with the blinking cursor where you type your commands. It's your keyboard and steering wheel to control that powerful Bash engine. Okay, enough theory. It's time to actually build something. We're going to take all those painful manual commands we talked about and forge them into our very first automated script.
You know, making a script is way easier than it sounds. First, you just create a simple text file. Then, you add this weird-looking line at the very top. It's called a shebang, and it just tells the computer, hey, use Bash to run the stuff. After that, you just copy and paste your commands right into the file. And the final critical step, and trust me, everyone messes this up at first, is you have to tell the computer that this file is allowed to be run. If you don't, you get that classic permission denied error.
And just like that, you did it. You have a script. You can run it, and it will execute all your commands one by one perfectly. It's a huge win. But, and there's always a but, it's kinda dumb. It's rigid. It only knows about the exact files and paths you hard-coded into it. So, let's give it a brain.
This is where we level up. We're going to take our basic script and evolve it from just a simple checklist into a truly intelligent and flexible tool.
So here's our first big problem. Everything in our script is hard-coded. The file path, the word error, it's all written right there. What happens when the log files move to a new server? Or you need to search for warning instead of error? You'd have to go in and rewrite the whole script. That's not automation, that's just a different kind of manual work.
The answer is to use variables. Think of them like little containers or labels. Instead of typing out the full path or the search term every single time, we just store it in a variable once, right at the top of the script. Now, if anything changes, we only have to update it in that one spot. Simple, clean, and reusable.
All right, problem 2. What if you don't have just 1 or 2 log files? What if you have 20 or 100? You can't just copy and paste your code 100 times. I mean, you could, but that would totally defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do.
This is where the real beauty of scripting comes in. We use a loop. A for loop basically says, for every single item in this list of files, I want you to perform these exact actions. And just like that, it doesn't matter if there are 3 files or 3,000. The loop handles them all automatically. No more copy pasting, ever. Okay, our script is fast and it's flexible. But now it just spits out a giant wall of text. It's a huge report and we still have to read through the whole thing to find what's actually important. We need the script to do that for us. We need it to tell us what's urgent.
And we do that by giving our script the power to make decisions. We use conditionals, or simple if statements. We can literally tell the script, hey, if you find that the number of fatal errors is more than 10, then I want you to shout action required at me. Now, it's not just a data cruncher, it's an intelligent alert system.
So, there you have it. A smart, flexible, automated tool built from scratch. But let's zoom out. Why does learning this stuff matter so much? Why is this a true career game changer? Well, the payoff is huge. First, there's the obvious. Efficiency. You get back hours of your life. Then there's consistency. The job gets done the same, perfect way every single time. Your scripts also become a form of documentation for how things work. You can share them with your team, making everybody better. And honestly, the biggest one might be job satisfaction. You get to stop doing the boring stuff and start focusing on the fun, challenging problems.
And don't just stop at analyzing logs. Think bigger. What about a script that sets up a new teammate's entire computer in minutes instead of days? Or a script that watches your servers, cleans up junk, and warns you about problems before they can cause a crash? The sky is really the limit here. So, what this all boils down to is a new way of thinking. You now have the basic building blocks to start your own journey into automation. So, I want you to think about your own day. Think about those clicks, those drags, that one thing you do over and over again. And then ask yourself this one simple question. What repetitive task will you automate first?